What's up, TexMTB? We are back today with another top 5 video. This one being the top 5 downhill mountain bike parks in North America. So originally this was going to be just the top 5 downhill mountain bike parks in the United States, but one of these on the list is actually in Canada, which I will say here in a second. And I'm sure many of you guys are going to know this one already if you're a true downhill mountain biker. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this started and get to number 1. So similar to how we did the last top 5 video, I'm going to announce what each bike park is, and then I'm going to show a clip from each of them so you guys can get a good idea of what each look like. And in this case, I'm going to be highlighting one of their most famous trails, I guess you could say, just one trail at each place. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so actually getting started with the list here, coming in at number 1, we have Whistler Mountain Bike Park in Whistler, Canada. And this is why I said earlier that these are going to be in North America, because this is the one bike park that does not fall in the United States. And this is actually, in my personal opinion, the best one on this list, which is why I put it in at number 1. So Whistler Bike Park really just has anything you can imagine, and that is why it is also at the number 1 spot on this list. It's just one of the most well-known and most desired places to go to. So Whistler really has it all when it comes to dirt jumps, wooden sections, just downhill flowy trails. Like, you want to ride it, it's probably there for you. So one of the most well-known trails at Whistler is going to be called A-Line, and I'm going to show a video of it right here. So as you can see, A-Line is really just a really big downhill dirt trail. Not a lot of wooden sections, if any, as far as I can tell from the video that I've seen, but very flowy, very fast, and it's got some good tabletops throughout the whole trail. So it's more of a good one for beginners, because you know, if you case any of these being a tabletop, you're much more likely to still roll out of it and not flip your bike over or anything. So it seems like a very good intermediate trail in my opinion. Looks like you still carry a lot of speed, so I bet this is a ton of fun. And definitely something I'd want to ride. So that is A-Line at Whistler. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. Alright, coming in at the number 2 spot for this video, we're going to have the Trussell Bike Park. So crazy enough, Tyler and Walker from TexMTB have both been to this park. I myself have not yet. I would like to. We may even be doing some sort of downhill trip this summer with the whole TexMTB crew. We'll get some videos and stuff there. But we may go there. Not really sure exactly where we're going yet, but it's definitely in mind. But anyways, getting into this park, it's got really a lot of stuff ranging from more beginner level trails to really hard stuff. And from what I was looking up from some of the images, there's even like these crazy wooden bridges that kind of turn to the side like a berm, and then you jump off into a dirt downhill landing. It looks pretty wild. And also looking at it, lots of these trails have just tons of like little wooden bridges and crazy, like really tall wooden bridges too. So I mean, there's a lot of work put into these trails. And overall look like a ton of fun, as well as the scenery out there looks really nice being in Colorado. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. So one of the most well-known trails out there is called Rainmaker, and we're gonna go ahead and play a clip from that here. And just like our last video, all these videos are gonna be linked down in the description below of this, so you guys can check out the full one if you want to see any more details on any of these trails. So anyways, let's get to the video. Alright, so this is Rainmaker at Trussell Bike Park, and just right off the bat, it does give me pretty similar vibes to the A-Line at Whistler. Just being that it's a really flowy, just big open dirt downhill trail. It does look to have a little bit less jumps, but you know, like I was saying earlier, Trussell still has plenty of trails with pretty wild jumps. So I know there's definitely more out there. This just happens to be a more intermediate level trail. So I feel like whether you're an expert, like you could rip down this trail, or even if you're a beginner, you can take it nice and easy, not really have to worry about crashing or anything. And you know, it's nice and open, so you can kind of pull off to the side, take a break if you ever need to. Really just a good all-around trail for the general rider that goes out there. It's also got some nice dirt berms to corner in, just kind of flow around the turns real nice and everything. Just looks like a lot of fun in general, and you get some pretty good speed going down this. But yeah, that's going to be Rainmaker at Trussell Bike Park. Let's get to number 3. Alright, coming in at the number 3 spot, we're going to have Angel Fire Bike Park in Angel Fire, New Mexico. So I've actually been skiing out here, and it was a lot of fun, and there's definitely a lot of good sized hills out there with a total of around 2,000 feet in downhill descent. So definitely plenty to get a good long ride in from the lift. So like I was saying though, I've never actually done these bike trails, but I do want to possibly go back out there soon and give them a test. But anyways, Angel Fire is going to be a little bit different from the previously listed trails, being that, you know, the terrain's a little more different, being that this is in a totally different state, like in Colorado, which a couple of these are in Colorado. But this one, you know, it's got a lot more like trees, more packed together, so it's not really as open as Trestle was. But you know, it's still very similar, but at least from the video I've seen too, the hills don't look as steep in some of the sections, but I'm sure there's other trails out there that you could ride, you know, to get a more fast, flowy ride in if you wanted to. But the most well-known trail out there is going to be Chutes and Ladders. So I'm going to go ahead and show a video of that here, and we'll talk about it. Alright, so starting off, you can kind of see that Chutes and Ladders here at Angelfire, it's got some small wooden bridges and features, but nothing really crazy. Like, they're not really big drops or anything like that. Just kind of fun little aesthetic bridges. Nothing that really absolutely changes the trail, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Nice little wooden berm here too. I do like that section. That's a nice little touch. But as you can see, it's a lot tighter of a trail, and trees are much closer to you. And there's another wooden bridge. Yes, I mean, it's really got like a lot of fun little features. Nothing really crazy like big jumps or anything like that. So this is definitely a more beginner level trail, I'd say, for a downhill bike park. But the scenery looks pretty nice, and honestly looks like a pretty fun trail. Now that little wooden bridge does look a little harder. Your balance is gonna have to be pretty good to go across that. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty fun, and you know, I'm sure there's really anything for every skill level, just like any of these bike parks would have. But this just happens to be, again, one of the most well-known trails at the park. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. That's going to be Chutes and Ladders at Angelfire Park. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right, coming in at number 4, we're going to have Keystone Bike Park in Keystone, Colorado. And crazy enough, this one's actually around a 2-hour drive from Trestle, so they are very close to each other in Colorado. So this bike park has around 2,000 feet of vertical descent, very similar to Trestle. And you know, since they're so close, the terrain is almost identical as well. So really, this is just an alternative option to Trestle, in my opinion. But it does have slightly different trails, of course. So if you're riding like Trestle a lot for a day, you can go to Keystone, mix it up a bit. You know, it's good that they're both close to each other. So if you're in Colorado, you can really get quite a trip in. So one of the most well-known trails there is going to be TNT, and I will show a clip of that here, and let's get into it. So just like Trestle, as you can kind of see, the trees are a little further spread apart from the trail, so it gives you kind of a more wide open view of where you're going. So as you can see, there are some jumps, like that one you just hit there. It wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it was also rollable, so depending on your skill level, you can roll it, jump it, whatever you want to do, since they got some simple tabletops. Nothing too wild. Looks like you could hip that right there. They just rode over, but yeah, I mean, really similar vibes to Trestle. So in my opinion, if you're ever out in Colorado, it'd probably be well worth it to try both. Like I said, it's only around a 2-hour drive from each other, and you know, if you got like a week out there, might as well hit them up. So that's going to be TNT at Keystone Bike Park. Let's go ahead and get to the next. And last but not least, coming in at the number 5 spot, we're going to have North Star Bike Park. So this trail has a lot of cool wooden features that, from at least what I was looking at, have a good advantage over a lot of the other trails I was talking about. So if you just look up North Star Bike Park on like Google Images, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. Like, it's got some wild wooden features that definitely took a long time to build, such as like this one downhill one that kind of snakes around a corner. So it goes down and then comes around, like does like a 180 the other way almost. And you know, it's got a lot of crazy stuff like that, as well as like one that goes like up a little rock wall, all kinds of wild stuff. But the trails themselves look pretty flowy. Like in this video I'm about to show, there's a little part where there's like a little zigzag, and the rider in front of the guy with the GoPro, he actually like hops one and lands in the other one a little bit, you know, kind of cool. But yeah, it's really got some nice flowy stuff, as well as a lot of cross-country trails actually. So if you're kind of just looking to get a good like casual ride in, North Star has that as well. But one of the most well-known downhill trails there is going to be Livewire, which I'm going to show you right now. So let's check it out. So Livewire is really more of a dirt trail and doesn't really have a lot of wood stuff on it, even though, like I was saying, North Star actually has a lot of crazy wooden features on some of the other trails. This just happens to be a good kind of all-around trail. But as you can see, this one builds up a lot of speed, so I'd say it's a more intermediate level trail. Beginners, of course, could go on it, but you don't want to hold up riders behind you, as it's not the most wide trail out there. The terrain, though, seems to be pretty smooth, not very rocky, but overall it looks like a pretty fun trail. And if you want to check out some of those wooden sections, like I said, just kind of look up North Star Bike Park on Google Images, and you'll kind of just see what I'm talking about right off the bat. It definitely has a lot of wild stuff there and looks like a lot of fun. So that's going to be it. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up our top 5 mountain bike parks in North America. So if you guys enjoyed that video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, help us out, help grow the channel. And also stay tuned, because we plan to make a lot more of these top 5 series. Up next is probably going to be like top 5 skate parks in the United States or something like that. So if you do want to see that, you know, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. That's about all I've got to say. So thank you all for watching TechSim TV, and yeehaw, Cowboys. Yee.